What's up guys, Yasser here. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Yasser's Fit Frag, and today I'm going to talk about the next set of cheap and sexy perfumes collections that I have. So if you haven't watched my previous video, you can watch it using the above link, because that's the first video I made about the cheap and sexy perfumes that I have in my collections. So I was planning to do a series of this cheap and sexy perfumes every time I have at least 3 to 5. So I was also planning that I should not be repeating the perfumes that I already talk about in each of the series. So based on this plan, I would advise you to watch my first video on cheap and sexy perfumes, because I would not be repeating any of the perfumes that I have mentioned there. So this is going to be a series, guys. So I would call this as cheap and sexy perfumes part 2. And the list that I'm going to mention today are completely different from the ones that I've mentioned in my first video. And eventually I would be planning this as a series, and each time I do part 2 and part 3, part 4, whatever, I would not be repeating the perfumes that I've already mentioned. So I have 5 perfumes in this list, in the part 2 list. So I would start with the 5th one first, so that you know which one is number 1 among the cheap and sexy perfumes in my opinion. So my opinion would be based on performance, based on crowd pleasing factor, and also based on the compliments. So coming in at number 5 is Skinn Raw. So I have done a separate review on this. You can watch it using the above link. So this costs about 1,600 when it comes on a discount, and it is easy to get this on a discount in Shopper Stop or Lifestyle, because they usually put this on discount for about 20 to 25%. So you can easily get this for 1,500 to 1,600. It has a very sharp citrus opening, and it does give me that feel of frozen mojito, like I mentioned in that video. Definitely a great summer scent. I've worn this 3 times to office, and I've received 1 compliment. On the 3rd wear, I did not get compliments in the first 2 wear. I'll be honest about it. And that's the reason I'm placing this at number 5. And the first compliment, which was from a woman, I just asked her to rate it from 1 to 10, and she rated this an 8 on 10, which I think is absolutely mind-blowing, because I did not expect an 8. I was thinking about 7 to 7.5 in my opinion, but she rated this as 8 on 10. Not bad at all. So coming in at number 4 is Rasasi Blue from N2. I've made a separate video on this as well. You can watch it using the above link. So to me, this is a 3-in-1 fragrance, and all 3 fragrances are designer ones. So it gives me the feel of Bleu de Chanel, it gives me the feel of Dylan Blue, and also Egna White Man. I would not call this as a clone of any of these 3. It just gives me a reminder of all those 3. So a 3-in-1 fragrance. Again, this costs about 1,150, which is again reasonable. Definitely a crowd pleaser. Again, I've worn this 3 times to office, 1 compliment, which I think is not bad at all. But when I was doing the testing and when I asked people about their opinion, everybody have given good reviews about this. This is nothing mind-blowing, but it is definitely a great scent. And it has a very smooth sandalwood note in the dry down, which is actually very pleasing. It is not the typical sandalwood that you get, because it is very well blended with the fresh and aquatic notes. So coming in at number 3 is Armaf Ventana. So I did not talk about this in the first video that I did, because I missed it. So that's the reason I have to place it in this video, in the part 2 video. So Ventana is known to be a clone of Dior Sauvage, but unfortunately the latest batch of Ventana is poor in performance, but mine is a 2017 batch. So I still have to place this at number 3. But in case you cannot get your hands on the 2017 or older batches, I would suggest that you go for Armaf Sauvage or Armaf Pride, the black color bottle. Again, this costs about 1,100. And this is definitely a crowd pleaser. I have received many compliments from this in office, and even when I was going out with my friends. So coming in at number 2 is Armaf Radical Blue. Now this is an eau de parfum concentration, but it performs more like an eau de toilette. Lasts easily about 8 hours. The projection is decent, but as a scent character, this is very soft. So even when I wear it to office, I go about 12 sprays. No issues with 12 sprays at all, because like I said, it has a very soft character, but it smells fantastic, guys, because the kind of reaction that I got from this one is really amazing. The first time I wore it to office, I did not get compliments, but a colleague of mine came to me the next day just to ask about this fragrance as to which one I was wearing the previous day. And then when I wore it the second time, two of them complimented and they said it is really classy. So the scent character is very classy, but it is soft by nature. One of the best office fragrance in my opinion. So coming in at number 1 is Armaf Hunter Intense. So I haven't worn this enough. I've worn it only once, but there's a reason why I'm placing it at number 1 is because just in the first wear that I wore to office, I've received 3 compliments and 2 were from women. And that's the reason I'm placing this at number 1, because I'm sure the more and more I wear this, I would definitely get more compliments. And one of the women asked which one I was wearing, and I told her this name. And the first thing that she asked was if she can also wear this one. But I immediately said that it's meant for men, because for some reason I did not want a woman to smell like this when a man can smell sexy on this one. So this costs about 1,100, I believe. I recently bought this. I was happy to buy this because of the kind of compliments I got on the very first wear in office. Again, this is also a soft fragrance by nature. You can still go about 12 sprays. I usually follow the 8 spray routine to office. But even if you go with 12 sprays with this or this, it would still not be harsh to people because they are very soft by nature. And at the same time, they smell fantastic. So that was at number 1 in the cheap and sexy collection part 2. So all of these are within 1,600 rupees INR. So this is the only one which reaches up to 1,600. Rest are, I think, everything between 1,100 to 1,250 in that range. So definitely a great collections considering the compliment factor. A great bang for buck for the price and quality of fragrance that these have. I would definitely recommend you guys to buy any of these if you want to experiment it. I would not really say that you should blind buy all of them. Maybe you can watch other reviews and then see which one you like the most as per your taste, because not everybody can like one particular fragrance. It all depends on individual taste. Okay, so I have one exception in this list which I cannot really place because of the price tag, and that is Bucephalus. I've made a separate video on this. You can watch it using the above link. So in my first part of cheap and sexy collection, I have placed Club de Nuit Intense as one of the sexy and cheap fragrance. So I'm not repeating that, but this is the best alternate that you can get for Club de Nuit Intense Man, because the latest batch of Club de Nuit Intense Man is weak in performance, and this is much better in performance, easily 8 to 9 hours, and the projection of this is better than CD and IM. But like I said, because of the price factor, I cannot place it in the cheap and sexy, because I usually plan to keep the cheap and sexy collections within the 1,600 range. This unfortunately costs slightly more than that. This costs about 1,800 to 1,900. Some even sell it for 2,000. So that's the reason I cannot place it in this list, but I would still like to mention about this, because I have received compliments on this on the first day when I wore it to office. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below about your cheap and sexy collections. So thanks for watching. See you next time in another video. Cheers.